Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. When we want to know anything, it must be known totally, exhaustively, completely, without leaving anything unturned, any aspect. For example, if we want to think about life, and we think about life as only our limited experiences with our relatives, then we are only working on a fraction of total life, and on the basis of that, if we draw conclusions, those conclusions will be meaningless. Similarly, if we think of our life as only the waking experiences and not taking into account the dream and the deep sleep and the samadhi experiences, then we have taken only a part of our total life into consideration. Then if we consider our life as an independent existence apart from the totality, then also our understanding of life will be incomplete. So, while working on life, we cannot be one-sided. We have to take into account all the aspects. And when we take the totality into account while working on the individuality, then alone we can relate to some extent our position. For example, this happened in the life of Bhagwan Buddha. Bhagwan Buddha was going somewhere for bhiksha, and he went to one house and said, "Bhiksham dehi." And that the lady of the house came because her child has just died. So she said, "You are such a great Mahatma, so you kindly make my child alive, I will give you the food." So Buddha said, "Yes, I can do that, no problem. But then you have to do my job." And what is that? You go and get bhiksha on my behalf, but kindly see that in that house no death has ever taken place. Now that mother who was under the influence of the grief of her child's death did not understand what she is opting for. And then she went from house to house, but nowhere she could get a house where death has never occurred. And as a result, she comes back, and then she doesn't ask the same thing to Bhagwan Buddha. Meaning, when we take our life isolated from the totality, it can never give us a right picture. So, if this point is clear, we have come up to a thinking process where the whole world is to be included in our understanding about life. So what is the whole world? The 16 Vishesha Parinam, Ekadashendriyani, Pancha Mahabhutani, then 6 Avishesha Parinam, Asmita and Pancha Tanmatra, and then 1 Linga Parinam, Mahat Tattva or the Buddhi, and then the Alinga Parinam, Prakriti or Avyakta. This whole thing has to be taken into account. Then only we are thinking about life. And therefore, when we think of life in the light of existence at the level of cause and existence at the level of effect, we still have to go further. And what is that? That which is supporting the cause and effect is beyond cause and effect. And when we go to that point which is beyond cause and effect, then only our understanding will be complete. So, when Arjuna was wanting to see the total life, he was shown step by step everything. The causeless existence, then the existence causing the creation, then the creation that is the effect, and in the creation both creation as well as destruction is included, beauty as well as ugliness is included, life as well as death is included. And when in this entirety Arjuna was seeing, he could no more take it. And therefore he was frightened. And out of that fear he says, Akhyahi me ko bhavanugra rupo namostu te deva vara prasida vidnyatum ichchami bhavantam adyam nahi prajanami tava pravrittim. So, I do not know your pravritti. What is this all going on? Now see, is not this that type of question many people ask? Why God is, if God is all pervading, God is omniscient, why He is allowing the terrorism to attack? See? This is our question. Now for us, who is the terrorism? Those who are attacking us. But we are twisting them from the, hidden hands that we don't see. See? In this world, it is not a one-sided story. Therefore, what is this horrible thing going on? Oh Lord, I am unable to understand. Nahi prajanami. So kindly tell me, who are you? What is this all going about? In this manner, when Arjuna said to Bhagavan Sri Krishna, Bhagavan said, Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Kalosmi Loka Kshayakrit Pravruddho Lokan Samahartumiha Pravruttaha Rutepi Tvana Bhavishyanti Sarve Yeva Sthita Pratyanikeshu Yodhaha Alaha Asmi Lokakshayakrit Lokanam Kshayam Karoti iti Lokakshayakrit. I am the principle of time. And what is the principle of time? Principle of time is the one which takes the things from existence to disappearance. Principle of time is that which is making everything and being in this world march to death. It is so true. I think I told you once, when I was sitting quite cheerfully, happily having my cup of tea, one character dropped. What are you doing? You can't reply this question except one way. What are you doing? Waiting for the death to come. All of us are sincerely doing this, nothing else. Then the question is, why we are doing time pass? till the time comes, we have to pass through. See, this is such a sweet truth that all the problems of life will disappear. So you go to bed with a view, you don't want to get up tomorrow morning. Aha, sleep. And again, I got him. Oh, anyway, time pass. Let us see till evening. Try. So keep on doing what is to be done. Again go to sleep with the same thing. Oh Lord, let me now awake. Okay, finish it off. Again you get up, again start. You will start living on a daily wage basis. You will never carry the load of your past and worries about your future. Kalaha asmi lokakshayakrit pravruddhaha. And this kal is operating on everybody and everything in this world. See? Now see how it is. Who of us wants to become old? None. Isn't it? But the kal, the time will not spare anybody. And as the time starts functioning, we are marching towards death. Even the death is functioning because of this kala. Therefore, I am that Mahakala. See, we have seen this thing in our Taittiriya Upanishad or Kathopanishad. Bhishasmad vatapavade bhishodeti suryaha bhishasmad agnischendrascha mrutyur dhavati panchamaiti. Everyone is running because of the fear of this tremendous force called as Kala. So Kalosmi lokakshayakrit pravruddhaha. And lokakshayakrit, I have pravruddhaha. I have started growing only to kill the world, annihilate the world. How cruel the Lord is. Now tell me, there is a patient who has got, let us say, gangrene to his leg. And the doctor comes and looks at it and he tells, let us cut his leg and throw it away. And he cuts the legs and throws it away. Will we call that doctor as a criminal? See, in the same manner, Lord sees that in this particular form, this particular jiva has reached up to a level beyond which he cannot improve upon himself. See, all of us function up to a level of incompetence. Not competence, incompetence. And after we have reached that level of incompetence, we can do nothing better than that. That's it. From there onward, we'll start falling down. See, there was, take the example which you all know. I'll give two examples, which is known to you, which is not known to you. First, known to you. You know our cricketer, Sachin Tendulkar. As a batsman, everything is very good. But when he was made the captain of the Indian team, a total failure. The other way around, take the Bengali Babu. As a captain, he is very successful. So all of us grow in our life up to a level of incompetence. Thereafter, we cannot. Similarly, there are many people, for example, they are very good surgeons. Now, because of the seniority, that surgeon is made the dean of the medical college. So it becomes an administrative post. And when he gets into the administrative post, he becomes an utter failure. See? So when this happens, Bhagwan out of sheer compassion says, I think for the benefit of this jiva, not only the leg has to be amputated, but his body has to be taken away. And then he is given another suitable body so that he can grow spiritually. Therefore, when the Lord is telling here, Kalosmi loka kshayakrit pravruddha, it is not an act of criminal terrorism, but it is an act of compassion and love. Loka kshayakrit pravruddha. And then, vruddhim gataha, yadartham pravruddha tashrunu. Now, why you are becoming active? Pravruddha means become active. Why, O Lord, you have become active as death? Because lokan samahartum iha asmin kale pravruttah. Because I want to collect the whole lot with me and go. Now see, as I told you the other day the story, during the time of Bhagavan Sri Krishna on this earth, many divine forces have manifested, such as Bhishmacharya. Bhishmacharya was the one who had the boon that he will die if he wants to die. Now see, if somebody has the boon that he will continue to the Prime Minister till he wants, nobody will get out of that chair. It is the grace of our democracy. That is why the other day somewhere I was reading, Indian democracy is mature, but are the politicians? They are not mature enough. So, Samahartum iha pravruttaha. They are so much powerful people together at a time. It is only the Lord alone who can take them together and wipe them out. The same thing happened at the time of Rama Avatar. There are many Rakshasas who have become so potent that the Lord has to come. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha duskritam. And therefore the Lord has come. So, Kalosmi loka kshayakrit pravruddha lokan samhartum, to take them away for good. Hartum iha aspin kale pravruddha. So now for this point, this purpose, at this moment I have manifested in the form of this Mahabharat war. See? So this great battle, great war of Mahabharata was the manifestation of the divine will. Everything happens in this will in this world according to His will. And therefore, now he comes to the point. Rute api vina api tvam na bhavishyanti. Even without your being present here on the battlefield. Na bhavishyanti bhishma drona karna prabhrutaya sarve yebhya tava ashanka ye avasthitaha pratyanikeshu anekam prati pratyanikeshu pratipaksha bhuteshu anekeshu yodharaha. Arjun, you had this doubt in your mind that these terrible warriors who are in the enemy forces. Who are those warriors? Bhishma, Drona, Karna, etc. So all these warriors are already killed in anticipation. See? Rutepi tva na bhavishyanti sarve. That means you don't have that wrong notion that because of you the people will be killed. Now this is one very important principle. Many times we have this notion that because of us the things are moving. When, our Nisargadatta Maharaj, I like him very much. He is very straight and clear. He says, all those who have come to save this world, see, they could not save themselves. They were shaved off. And they want to save this world. The savior of humanity was assassinated. The one who cannot save himself, what humanity will he save? See? Therefore, everything in this world is happening according to the divine will. Therefore, he very clearly says, Rutepi tvana bhavishyanti sarve. Now see, if you bring this principle in your life, you will never have the wrong notion that because of me the things are happening. And when this wrong notion disappears, you will never be disappointed in life. And when you are never disappointed, you will be always happy. And this is what we are all seeking in life. Heyam dukkham anagatam. So give away these possible miseries which are going to come. All that has happened, it's okay. All that is happening, go through. But at least the future miseries stop now. Heyam dukkham anagatam. And this is the simple technique. Rute pitva na bhavishyanti sarve. Now see how true it is. We feel our children are able to grow, do well because of us as parents. Our parent thought the same thing. Now to what extent we give importance and value to our parents? They have gone. We continue to live. And similarly, our also parents thought the same thing about us. And this is a continuous chain. Therefore, this world is moving with his will. Arjun, you don't have that wrong notion. Rute pitvana bhavishyanti sarve ye avasthita pratyani keshu yodha. So in this enemy lines, all these various warriors who have come together and about whom you have the doubt whether all these warriors in the different position are going to kill me and will be defeated, don't worry. They are already killed in anticipation. The orders are executed. Only the question of time. Okay. Yasmad evam, this being so, Bhagavan Sri Krishna continues, Tasmat tvamuttishta yasho labhasva. Jitva shatrun bhungshva rajyam samruddham. Mayaivaite nihata purvameva. Nimitta matram bhava savyasachin. Tasmat tvamuttishta yaso labhasva. That yaso, sha is pronounced as sa by Gujaratis. You know, there was one student, he could not say sha. Because he was a Gujarati, it is sa. And the teacher was struggling. See, you have to say like sham. Say sam, not sam, sham. And finally, the teacher got disgusted. Okay, and the teacher saw on the muster his name is Shah, S-H-A-H. So she asked, what is your name? Sa. The one who can't pronounce his own name properly. In the same manner it came, Tasmat tvamuttishta yaso labhasva. Yasho labhasva. Therefore, hey Arjun, tvam uttishta, arise, don't cry and sit down. See? This is the call given by Upanishad and conveniently attributed to Vivekananda. See, here it was, here only I think, we have taken Kathopanishad. In that Kathopanishad, when this thing comes, that Uttishtata Jagrata Prapya Varannibodhata. So one of the participants, he said, oh, this is from Upanishad. I thought this is from Vivekananda. What Vivekananda? Isn't it? Here also, Tasmat Tamuttishta. This is not Bhagavan said. He has also stolen from Upanishad. Uttishtata Jagrata Prapya Varannibodhata. Tasmat, therefore, hey Arjun, they are already dead. So you get up and run away. No. Yasho labhasva. Don't get up to run away, but to fight the war and win the war. Yasho labhasva. Now see here, Bhagavan Shankara's commentary is so beautiful. Tasmat tvamuttishta bhishma drona prabhruteha Atirathaha ajeyaha devaihi api arjunena jita iti yasho labasva. When you will win over this terrible and the most difficult to win warriors such as Bhishma, Drona, etc., and ajeya devaihi api, who are not conquerable even by the gods, you win over them and get the free credit. Are Arjunena jita iti. See how beautiful, dramatic Bhagavan Shankara brings out. Uttishta yasho labasva, iti yasho labasva. Thus, win over, collect your glory, victory. And kevalam punnehi tat prapyate. And such a best opportunity comes to our life with great, great merits. It just doesn't come like that. Many times it happens, the whole work is done by somebody. But when the question of taking the credit comes, someone else goes there. And the one who has been working day and night, he is unable to go there for something or the other. Therefore, kevalam punnehi tat prapyate. Then jitva shatrun. Second thing is win over the enemies. Who are those enemies? Duryodhana prabhutin. So, win over the terrible enemies like Duryodhana, etc. and Bhungshva Rajam Samruddham Asapatnam Akantakam. And thereafter, enjoy the victory, celebrate life. And this kingdom, this victory will be akantakam. It will not be disturbed by any enemy whatsoever in the whole world. In this manner, you get up and fight this war. Rajam Bhuksha Samruddham. Now, how you are telling that I should get up? Rute pitvam na vishanti sarve. You are only telling that without you also they will not live. Are they going to die of their own or what? No. Maya eva ete nihata nishtena hata pranaihi viyojitaha purvam eva. I have already declared, passed the warrant. They are dead. Maya ete nihata nishtena hata. Hata means already killed. So from the Lord's point of view, what is the present will be the future from Arjuna's point of view. For Bhagavan Sri Krishna, past, present, future is meaningless. For him, everything is in the present. So, maya eva ete nihata nishtena hata pranihi viyojitaha purvam eva. Therefore, nimitta matram bhava tvam he savyasachin. One of the names of Arjun. He savyasachin. Now you just take the whole credit. You know how we take the credit? If you go to some houses, particularly Marwadi houses, they have, this is very peculiar among Marwadis I have seen. They are normally a rich community. And if you go to the various industrial houses like Calcutta, Bombay, the Marwadis in Rajasthan are different, and outside Rajasthan they are different. So when you go to the rich houses, they have cooks at their home. And those cooks are normally males. And they cook the food. And when the question of serving comes, then that Sethani, she comes and gives. So, and I like to play fool with the people. So what I do, Amma, this vegetable sabji is so tasty. Swamiji. Take the credit, free. The other one you taste. Oh, the achar is so nice. Is it brought from the market? No. We made it at home. You made it at home and so tasty? Yes, Swamiji. They will never say that this is prepared by the cooks. Never. And then to play a fool, I say, but this dal, it is burnt, It is not good. Why did you cook it too much to burn it? Swamiji, these cooks, they don't keep an eye properly. When it was goody, hey. take all the credit. When something goes wrong, it is because of somebody. Bhagavan is telling, I am giving you free credit. Nimitta matra bhava savyasachin. What is the meaning of savyasachin? Savyena vamena bihastena charanam kshepat savyasachi iti uchyate Arjuna. Arjuna had the distinction that he was able to use the bow and arrow with both the hands with equal efficiency. And therefore he was called as Savyasachi. I had a friend, he was very peculiar. He used to use both hands equally well. And he used to reserve the writing portion with the right hand. But when calculations come, he used to use the left hand. So both the hands he was able to use very effectively. Therefore Arjuna is called as Savyasachi. That means Bhagavan tells Arjuna, now start left and right. Don't worry. They are already killed. Don't go on imagining what will happen in this war. You are bound to win because you already won. I have already reserved this thing for you. Now after having said this, Bhagavan even enumerates which are those people who are already killed. Don't be worried about anything. Dronam cha bhishmam cha jayadratham cha karnam tathanyanapi yodhaviran maya hatanstvам jahima vyathishta yudhyasva jetasi rane sapatnan. द्रोणम च येषु येषु योद्धेषु अर्जुनस्य आशंका तान तान व्यभिदृष्टि भगवान मया हतानिधि. So all those warriors about whom Arjuna had a doubt and fear whether he will be able to win over them, kill them or not, so all of them are individually named by the Lord so that Arjuna is left with no doubt whatsoever. So Dronam cha and tatra Drona Bhishmayoho tavat prasiddham. Now there is a very well known thing about these people. What was that? Ashanka karanam Dronaha. Now why everybody was afraid, including Arjuna, to fight against Drona and Bhishmacharya? Is only because tavat prasiddham ashanka karanam Dronaha dhanur vedacharyo divyastra sampannaha atmanaha cha visheshataha guru garishtaha. This was the reason why Arjuna was afraid to fight with Dronacharya. What is that? First, dhanur vedacharya. Nobody can be parallel to the ability of Dronacharya as regards the archery was concerned. Now to that Dronacharya to fight and win over was an impossible proposition for anybody, including Arjuna. Therefore he was having doubt. Second thing, divyastra sampannaha. And he was also having many divine shastras and astras with him as a result of his own sadhana. And the third, atmanaha cha visheshataha guru garishtaha. And for him, it was one more additional problem. He was his own guru. And Arjuna will never be able to forget. To make him number one, Dronacharya has asked that Ekalavya to cut his thumbs and give so that my Arjuna remains number one archer in the whole world. All these things Arjuna will never be able to forget. And therefore it was natural that he was having a doubt that how he will be able to kill Dronacharya. Now as regard Bhishma is concerned, Bhishma swachanda mrityuhu. He had the boon that he will die of his own choice. That means nobody will be able to kill him ever. So when he will never be killed by anybody unless he decides to die, naturally Arjuna was right in having the fear how to fight against Bhishmacharya. Then Divyastra Sampannaha cha, and he also was blessed with many divine Shastras powers. And Parshuramena Dvandva Yuddham Agamacha na Parajitaha. And the greatness of Bhishmacharya was when he engaged himself in the Dvandva Yuddha, the boxing with Parshurama, Parshuramji could not defeat this Bhishmacharya. Such a powerful person that Bhishmacharya was, naturally to think that we will fight against him and win over is an impossibility. Therefore Arjuna had the right kind of fear to fight this war. Further, Drunam cha Bhishmam cha Jayadratham cha. What is the story about Jayadratha? Jayadratho yasya pita tapaha charati mama putrasya shiraha bhumo patayishyati yaha tasya api shiraha patishyati iti. He has been doing the tapasya only for one reason. Then he, whosoever he may be, he who will cut the head of my son, and if that head falls on the ground, then the one who has cut the head, his head will also instantaneously fall on the ground. That was the tapasya Jayadratha's father was undergoing. People knew about it. Now, how to kill that Jayadratha? And that is how, Bhagavan Krishna tells Arjuna this thing. What Arjuna does, he, fixes his arrow and cuts the head of Jayadratha, and that head is carried on that arrow, and it goes and lands in the lap of his father. So both of them taken care of. Because after it falls in his lap, who is doing tapasya, naturally he takes it unto what happened. And the moment it falls, he also falls. Now other than Bhagavan Krishna, nobody knew about it. Therefore Bhagavan says, you don't worry, everything is sorted out. So, now the fourth one, Karna. Karna api vasava dattaya shaktya tu amoghaya sampannaha surya putraha kanino yataha ataha tannama eva nirdeshaha. So, this Karna was also blessed with the divine Vasava Dattaya, blessed by the Vasava, the Indra, the one who has given him the divine powers, Amoghaya Shaktya Sampannaha, and he was the son of Surya, and therefore born out of the virgin, and therefore is called by that name, Yataha. Now this Karna was also such a powerful one, difficult to conquer over him. This is to happen in the war. Whenever the arrow of Karna will come and hit Arjuna's chariot, Bhagavan Krishna will appreciate. Hey, well done. When this is to happen, Arjuna is to get angry. You are praising my enemy. He said, he may be your enemy, but he deserves a pat. He is really great. So Arjuna says, what is great in him? Then Bhagavan tells, do you know? Your chariot is protected first by me, second by Hanumanji sitting on the top. In spite of that, when the arrow of Karna comes, your chariot shakes. So how much powerful it must be. Therefore, such a great warrior, Karna that was, Arjuna had a right kind of fear how to fight with him. So all these great warriors, Maharathi, Bhagavan says, Maya hatan tvam jahi nimatta matrena. So Maya hatan, these are already killed by me. Then what I should do? You jahi, you again kill. That means you are killing the dead ones. Now how much more disgusting it must be. So Bhagavan has killed everything Like some of the kings in the earlier days, they used to do this. There used to be so many small kingdoms in India. And if you go to this, royal houses, now also there are many royal houses. If you go there, you see all the skins of the tigers and the animals will be hanging all over the wall. And there, that time's Maharaja, standing, keeping his foot on the head of the tiger, and the tiger is lying down and standing with a pose. And that tiger is to be killed by his servants. And he will go and stand there to show off, I am so powerful. Kill the tiger. Bhagavan is telling, Arjun, you pose. The important work I have done. Maya hatan. I have already killed them. So jahi nimitta matrena. So just become the nimitta, just an excuse. Not even the cause. Nimitta is not a cause, excuse. So take this excuse. Oh, I didn't know I have killed. They are already dead. Nimitta matram nam matrena mam vyatishta yebhya bhayam ma karshihi. Therefore don't have any fear about them in your mind. How can I fight the war with Bhishma, Drona, Karna and Jayadratha? Don't worry. I have already taken care of them. They are already dead. Yudhyasva. Therefore, now fight this war. Jetasi Duryodhan Prabhrutin Rane Yuddhe Sapatnan. And I promise you will win this war. Now how much more the Lord can tell. Therefore, friends, please remember, we are all born in this world to win, never to be defeated. And what is the victory? Victory is winning over the Prakriti, the matter, the mind. That is the real victory. Winning over other people, that is not. Any damn person can do that. And the most surprising thing is, people celebrate this election victory. And what is election victory in a democracy? Fools have declared that you are our leader. See? Therefore, in this area of spiritual dignified existence, we are no more concerned about the majority vote. The truth is never determined by the majority. Even the words of one wise man are more valuable than the whole foolish world put together on one side. So here Bhagavan says, Arjun, don't worry now. So, Yuddhasva jetasi, you shall win over. And this is how, if we keep the Lord in our heart, means what? If we remain extremely aware about the divine presence, there is nothing in this world to be afraid of. And all our spiritual practice is only this. Rather than fighting with outer people, who is good, who is bad, how to do, what to do. Work out on your own mind, and you shall definitely succeed in knowing the truth. Like our Kenopanishad says, Iha ched avedita atha satyamasti, na ched iha avedita mahati vinashti. There is one commentary on Bhagavad Gita. I haven't read the whole thing, but few pages I have gone through. And that commentary talks about the whole Bhagavad Gita as a subjective experience. Doesn't accept Bhagavad Gita as having happened in the outer world between Pandavas, Kauravas and Arjun and Bhagwan Krishna, nothing. And their whole interpretation is given, everything is happening in our mind. And he gives a very long explanation. So there, this is said, that we really have to win over our mind. And once we work on our mind, become subjective, then alone the war of life will be won over. Now when thus was said by the Lord, given the assurance, then what happened? Sanjay tells. Because what happens, Sanjay has to tell to Dhritarashtra. Sanjaya uvacha etat shrutva vachanam keshavasya कृतांजलिर्वेपमानः किरीटी नमस्कृत्वा भूय एवाह कृष्णम् सगद्गदं भीत भीत प्रणम्य एतत् श्रुत्वा वचनम केशवस्य पूर्वोक्तम. Thus having heard the words of Bhagavan Sri Krishna said in the last 3 verses, Kalosmi lokakshaykrit pravruddha maya eva ete nihata purvameva and maya hatastvam jahima vyatishta yuddhasva jetasi rane sapatnan. When these words were heard by Arjun, Keshavasya vachanam shrutva krutanjalihi san. Arjuna has again folded his hand. That means, he must not have taken out his hand. He must have been holding like this. Krutanjalihi san vipamanaha kampamanaha. His whole body was trembling. And Kiriti means Arjun. One of the names of Arjun was Kiriti. So Kiriti, Namaskrutva bhuya punaha evaha uktavan krishnam sagadgadam. So again he started speaking to Bhagavan Krishna. Punaha bhuya eva ah krishnam. Bhagavan Krishna, he said, to Bhagavan Krishna he said, how he said? Sagadgadam and bhita bhitaha and pranamya, 3 things. Now here Bhagavan Shankara gives the explanation of the word Sagadgadam. Very beautifully he says. Bhaya avishtasya dukha abhighatat sneha avishtasya cha harshodbhavat ashrupurna netratve sati smleshana kanthavarodaha tataha tavachaha apatavam mandashabdatvam yat sagadgadaha tena saha vartate iti sagadgadam vachanam aha iti. Now, bhaya avishtasya dukkha abhighatat. When one is under the influence of fear because of the miseries around. So, bhaya avishtasya dukkha abhighatat. Second, sneha avishtasya cha harshodbhavat. And also the other condition. And this is one condition. In other condition, it could be also when one is sneha avishtasya. He is overpowered by love, reverence, respect and closeness. Then what happens? Harshodbhavat. One is experiencing an extreme experience of joy. Ashrupurna netratve sati. And as a result, eyes start watering. And when the eyes start, ashrupurnatva, eyes become filled with tears. When the eyes filled with tears, then what happens? Netratve sati, shmleshana kanthavar virodaha. Then what happens? The cough goes on accumulating because a lot of blood circulation has come in your temples, and because of that the cough production takes place. And because of the cough production, what happens? Kanthavarodaha, the cough gets accumulated in your trachea. And when this cough gets accumulated in this thing, then vachaha apatavam. Then our speech becomes not perfect. Patavam, patutva patavam, perfection. Apatavam, not perfect. So our speech become imperfect, and manda shabdatvam cha. And also it is not only it becomes imperfect, non-distinct, but also becomes very, very slow, difficult to be audible by others. And that is called as gadgadaha. Now see how the gadgada shabda is explained. So when we are either overpowered by the fear and misery, that time this happens, or when we are overpowered by the love and extreme happiness, that time also this happens. And as a result of this, the speech becomes non-distinct and one is not able to speak loudly. Gadgadaha tena saha vartate iti sa gadgadam vachanam aha. So Arjuna said, sagadgadam vachanam. Now, vachana kriya visheshanam iti etat. So sagadgadam is the kriya visheshan. Bhita bhitaha punah punah bhayavishta chetaha san. Again and again he was remembering the terrible form that he has seen, and as there is a still trembling of those experiences where he has seen yatha nadinam bahu aumbavegaha or yatha julanam patangaha. When he saw all that, still remembering and frightened. So bhita bhitaha punah punaha bhayavishta chetasan pranamya pavhi bhutva aha iti vyotena sambindaha. And again, pranamya pavhi bhutva, with all pain in his heart, he thus said again. Again he said. So what he said, it will start from the next verse. Now Bhagavan Shankara gives here a very good commentary, and this is so true. Atra avasare, at this moment, why Sanjay has explained all these things? Atra avasare, Sanjaya vachanam sabhiprayam. Sanjay had something to be conveyed to Dhritarashtra. He didn't just say for the sake of saying. He has some message to be given to Dhritarashtra. What was that message? Katham? Dronadishu arjunena nihiteshu ajayeshu chaturshu nirashrayo arjunaha nihata eva iti matva dhritarashtro jayam prati nirashahasan sandhim karishati. Sanjay thought, if this Dhritarashtra will hear that all these great warriors, Dronadishu arjunena nihiteshu ajayeshu, those who are impossible to win over, they are already killed by Arjuna, and therefore Duryodhanaha nihataha eva. As a result, Duryodhana has become nirashraya and he will be definitely killed, because the strength of Duryodhana was these four great warriors. So nirashrayo Duryodhanaha nihataha eva iti matva. Thus, having thinking in this line, Dhritarashtra jayam prati nirashahasan. Then Dhritarashtra will give up his hope for victory in the war and sandhim karishati. Then he may withdraw from the war. And tataha shantim ubhayesham bhavishyati iti. Then there will be peace on both the sides. So keeping this vain hope, Sanjay has explained in such great detail. At least now, if Dhritarashtra calls the war as off, the whole manslaughter, all the destruction can be stopped. Tadapi na ashraushi Dhritarashtra bhavitavya vashat. But Dhritarashtra was never listening to all these things. Sanjay was talking. But was Dhritarashtra listening? See, this is how one important thing is. In this world, we don't see what is. We decide to see and that only we see. Same way, in this world, we don't hear what is said. We decide to see and that is what we hear. You know how this happens? One day after my lecture, one lady in Bombay, she came. She said, Swamiji, I want to talk to you something. Yes, talk. did such and such person tell something about me to you? I said, I don't know you first of all. Second thing, that person what you are telling, I don't recognize. And third thing, I don't listen to anybody. I want them to listen to me. No, but today's your lecture was directly hitting me. I think somebody has told you something about me, and therefore you are taunting me, you are telling me, Ram, 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 Ram. Now see, such a crowd, who comes from where? I come with a great difficulty from this dash to that dash, constantly running. Where do I have time to go into the personal lives of anybody? But when we have decided to listen what we want to listen, we will never listen the truth. In the same manner, this Dhritarashtra was not interested to listen what the truth is. He was only interested what is the secret because of which the whole scenario of the war has tilted in favor of the Pandavas. What has happened? That was his concern. Because he was very sure that this war is going to be in favor of the Kauravas. And he should evaluate from the strength. They had 11 battalions. Pandava had only 7. 4 of them more, 1.5 times. Then second thing, the warriors which were on the side of Kauravas, they were not average people. Bhishma, Drona, Jayadrata, Karna, all the terrible warriors were from their side. And he was so certain that the Pandavas will be annihilated once for all. And with that hope, he was waiting every day to get a news that today Bhima has died, tomorrow Arjuna has died, third day Nakula Sahadeva. He was waiting for that news every day, but never even one news he got that any one of the Pandavas were ever killed. And not only that, on the 10th day, when Bhishmacharya has fallen to the arrows of Arjuna, as a result, he became totally stunned. And therefore he was asking this question. So that time at least had this Dhritarashtra listened to the advice given by Sanjay, the things would have been different. But no, bhavitavya vashat. Whatever is destined to happen has to happen. See, it may be the good will of Sanjay, but it was not the will of Bhagavan Krishna. He wanted to clear the garbage before he goes from this world. Bhavitavya vashat. Now, Sagat Gadam Bhita Bhita Pranamya Kiriti Namaskrutva Bhuya Evaha Krishnam. Arjuna thus said again and again, saluting to the Lord, this. What did he say? Arjuna what? Now from here, the whole prayer is considered to be one of the most beautiful and exceptionally wonderful prayer, starting from 36 up to 46, 11 verses. 11 chapter, these 11 verses, they are considered as the best prayer ever offered to the Lord by anybody in the world. You know, where it happened, one Swamiji told me that somewhere Krishna was established, and he told me, now you teach all this fellow the prayer which Krishna has offered to Bhagavan, Arjuna has offered to Bhagavan Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, and that prayer everybody should chant before the Lord rather than Om Jai Jagadishare. So this is the prayer. It's the most important and wonderful piece of literature. Arjuna Uvacha Sthane Hrishikesha Tava Prakirtya Jagat Pravrushyatyanurajjate cha रक्षांसि भीतानि दिशो द्रवन्ति सर्वे नमस्यन्ति च सिद्धसङ्घाः स्थाने युक्तम. This is perfectly right. What is perfectly right? Kim tat? Tava prakirtya, tava mahatmya kirtanena, shrutena, he Rishikesha, yad jagat pravrushati praharsham upayati sthane, tad yuktam ityartha. O Lord, he Rishikesha. Rishikesha means the one who is the master of the senses is called as Rishikesha. These are the two hairy names in Bhagavad Gita. One is Rishikesha, second is Gudakesha. So Rishikesha means whose hair are cut, short. And Gudakesha, whose hair are curly. So sometime Bhagavan calls Arjun as Gudakesha, and then Arjun returns back Rishikesha. Hey Rishikesha, O Lord, because he is the master, he is the lord of all the faculties, senses. Hey Rishikesha, tava prakirtya, tvad mahatmya kirtanena shrutena. When your glory is heard, hey Rishikesha, jagat pravrshati praharsham upayati. The whole world is extremely happy to listen your glory. That means the good people are always happy to go to Satsang. The good people are always happy to listen to the glory, the story, the bhajan, the kirtan of the Lord. Because about the other people it will come. So, sthane Rishikesha jagat prakirtya, tava prakirtya, jagat pravrshati. The world is extremely happy by listening to your glory, and it is natural and right. Athava Vishaya Visheshana sthane iti yukta archa vishadayoho Bhagavan. Or we can say that Bhagavan, very presence is the initiator of happiness, and it is right. Yataha Ishvaraha Sarvatma Sarvabhuta Suvrut iti, because he is the heart of everyone, every being, and he is the friend also. And therefore, it is natural that people are happy about listening about him. Tatha anurajyate anuragam chupayati taccha vishaye iti vyakheyam. And as a result, when the people hear about your glory, they start getting attracted towards you, and it is natural. Now see, all of us, we have never seen Bhagavan Krishna in our life. Many of us have never even gone to Vrindavan or to Mathura or to Dwarka, nowhere we have gone. And yet, right from childhood, listening about Bhagavan Krishna, 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 it has gone so deep in our system that we never feel that Bhagavan Krishna is some alien character in our life. See? And it is natural. Anurajyate cha anuragam upayati. That is the reason it is necessary that we keep on studying the life histories of the great masters. By that our honor, our respect for the saints and sages grow. And wherever we see something wrong, something bad that is being spoken, mentioned about the God or about the saints and sages, we should keep ourselves away. Otherwise, an element of doubt will enter in our mind. And if the element of doubt enters our mind, we will never be able to progress spiritually. Samshayatma vinashyati. The doubtful Tom is always destroyed. So, tatha anurajyate anuragancha upayati taccha vishayati vyakhe. Now, kincha rakshamsi bhitani bhayavishtani disho dravanti gachanti. So the good people are extremely happy to listen your glory. And what about the Rakshasas? Rakshamsi. I told you the meaning of Rakshasas. Those who are the educated illiterates, they are called as Rakshasas. And therefore, about everything they have got a doubt. And all the tradition, the culture, the great Mahatmas who lived in this world, everything is looked upon with doubt, suspicion. And they are the one who are the custodians of everything in this world. And not the saints and sages. So such people are called as Rakshasas. Rakshasa means educated illiterates. So kincha rakshansi bhitani bhaya avishtani disho dravanti. And such people do not want to go to satsang. You know that? You know what happens in satsang? When you go to satsang, we have many notions in our head about ourselves, about the world, about the God, about the spiritual practice. See? And when all those notions are shattered, when we go to satsang, we feel lost. And then we are afraid to go. Because this is all that we are holding on to in our life. And we don't want to leave our illusions. See? Very important. Just imagine, suppose we are under the care of parents and we are looked after by them and we become old, we also look after them, and suddenly a news breaks to us that these are not your parents. Then see what happens to the life of that man. One is totally shattered. Because it was only on that foundation that these are my parents, we are living our life. This I realized and saw in US. There was one neighbor of mine who was staying, old couple. They had no children. And he was a bakery man and very full of joy. And his wife, very happy-go-lucky couple, old. And they have adopted one child. Now that child has become about 20 or 21. And he comes to, anybody will come to know that he is not their child. Then from the age of 21 to 35, you can see how many years. All that time he has spent only in tracing who are his parents. Because the foundation is shaken. Whose child I am? What is my source? We are all living on some notions in our life. And that notion was removed that I am not their child. And with all the money, time, efforts, investigation, he finally succeeded. And he traced his mother in Canada. So he went there. And after having gone there, he found his mother 90 years old. And her one leg was cut because of the gangrene. And when she saw him and he gave all the details, he said, yes, if these are the details, then yes, you are my child. And she was a very bad kind of woman. She said, like you, I do not know how many children I have thrown. You are one of them. You better go to those parents who have looked after you. Go back. Now see, where will he go? The whole life becomes a total chaos. That is why it is necessary for us that we have clear convictions about our own identity. And for that is the study of scriptures. So, Rakshamsi bhitani bhayavishtani disho dravanti gachanti. You don't want to know the truth. You want to keep ourselves away, protected from the truth, not protected by the truth. Disho dravanti gachanti taccha sthane vishaye. and that is perfectly right. Further, sarve namasyanti namaskurvanti cha siddha sangaha siddhanam samudayaha kapiladinam tacha sthane. And as a result, all the siddha sangas, the great siddha purushas, they are constantly saluting you, and it is also natural and right. So the four things happen with the Lord. First, those who are the good people, they are extremely happy to listen about you, to sing about you, and they get more and more involved in you. The Rakshasas, they are extremely unhappy and they run away from you. The third, Namasyanti Sarve Siddha Sangaha, and all the Siddha Samudayaha, Kapiladinam, all the Kapila Rishi, etc., all the Siddha Purushas, they salute thee. And it is but natural, because you are that who is appreciated, held in highest respect and reverence by the total creation. Like the ocean is held highest by all the waves in the past, present and future, in this manner, O Lord, you are that Paramatma. Now, Bhagavataha harshadi vishayatve hetum darshayati. Now, why the people, all these kinds of people are so happy, they salute you? What is the reason? And why the Rakshamsi, the Rakshasas run away? What is the reason? That reason is given in the 37th verse. Kasmacha nameran mahatman gariyase brahmano pyadikartre ananta devesha jagannivasa Tvamaksharam sadasat tat param yata. We will take this verse in our next class. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnaat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.